All right, hey, I am back at the house and I'm gonna go into this in a little more detail. And if you wanna know how I turned an envelope into over $20,000 in profit, stay tuned because I'm gonna walk you through it. And real high level overview stuff. If you wanna get real nitty gritty and get down into the details, let me know down below that you wanna see more details about that. And maybe I'll make a video about that in the future. But anyways, if you're new to the channel, again, my name is Dana. Follow me on Instagram at Dana Invests. Follow me on Whatnot Dana Invests. $10 free if you sign up with my link. Anyways, I don't want to get into too much off topic. We're here to talk about real estate. So what I did, why I did it, how I did it, all that fun stuff, was I was talking to a buddy who was a real estate agent. He was a millionaire at the time. He's not right now, but he was a millionaire at the time with real estate and owned a bunch of houses and rentals and had them all on lease purchase options and was doing just amazing. And I was working a 60 to 80 hour, yes, 60 to 80 hour a week corporate job. I made good money. I made really good money, like mid six-figure money. And but I wasn't happy and I wanted to do something on my own. And I was talking to him about how I could make some chunks of money and try and replace my income before I went working for myself. And he was suggesting maybe look at vacant land because there's a lower barrier to entry. There's a lower cost to purchase generally. And people aren't as, I want to say attached, but maybe attached to vacant land as they would be to their house, right? You have a much more strong feeling to the house that you live in versus some land that you may or may not have even ever visited. Maybe you inherited from a parent or a grandparent, or you bought it 20 years ago and you just left it sitting there and you pay taxes on it every single year and it's just sucking money out of your bank account, right? That's why potentially vacant land. So any of you resellers who are potentially looking at this as, hey, maybe this is something I can do, that's some of the things that you got to think about for land versus a house. And there's a lot of different options you can do with the land once you get it, but we'll get into that at a different time or maybe later in the video. We'll see how long this takes. So he talked to me about yellow letters, and have I ever heard of yellow letters? And I said, no, what the heck is a yellow letter? So a yellow letter is basically, oh man, I wish I had one printed out. I should have printed one out and showed it here. But you write a letter, and it used to be written on a yellow notepad by hand, and now they do them like on computers, and they print them out on a yellow piece of paper. It doesn't have to be a yellow piece of paper. I print them off my regular printer, and I just hand sign them. You stick it in an envelope, and you mail it off to people who own land that you're interested in buying. Or houses, right? You probably all get those about the house that you live in right now. So anyways, you send them a letter and say, hey, my name is Dana. I'm looking to buy property in the area, and I saw you had one, and would you be interested in selling? And some people will put an offer on there. Some people will put, call me for an offer. Some people will say, call me and tell me what you want. I wasn't sure what to do, so I just put on there, I am interested in buying. If you have any interest in selling, please call me. And so I sent out about 100 of those letters, and I got about 5 people who contacted me back. And I was like, sweet. And I was really nervous because I took the phone call and I was like, hello? And they said, yeah, you sent me a letter about my land. How much are you going to give me for it? And that was the first call that I got. And I was like, I don't know, what do you want for it? And they said, well, you send me a letter. Why do you send me a letter if you don't know what you want to pay me for it? And I said, well, I'm just trying to see if you have something for sale and if you're interested in doing it. And so we went back and forth, and he said, call me when you have an offer. So I called the guy back, and I looked up property in the area, and it was selling for around $2,000 an acre. Everybody that I messaged in that area or wrote letters to had 40-acre parcels way out in the boonies, right? It's 40 acres way out in the boonies. And so I said, well, how about $500 an acre? And he said, you're crazy. I wouldn't sell for less than like $4,000 an acre. And I said, well, they're currently selling for $1,000 to $2,000 an acre. I said, so, I'm not too far off on my offer since I'm going to pay cash and you're not going to have real estate fees and commissions and all that stuff. And he basically laughed me off and said, no. Okay, fine, right? I got to know. No big deal. The next one went similar to that. The next one, the guy called me back and he said, yeah, I inherited the land and I don't have any plans of doing anything with it. What are you offering? And, you know, I wasn't really sure, and we were going back and forth with the whole, I wanted him to make an offer first because I wanted to get a realistic number out of the guy. And he said, I probably wouldn't let it go for less than $750 an acre. And I was like, okay, like has potential because we're not far off on what my number was. And so I said, I didn't throw the number per acre. I said, how about this dollar amount, which equated to $400 an acre. And he said, you know, I don't know if I really want to sell it for that. And I said, well, you know, you don't have to, but that's about what I can do. I have cash. I'll pay the closing costs. And you can just be done with it and not have to pay the real estate taxes that I know are coming up within the next couple months. And he said, you know, if you do $500 an acre, $20,000, which is what it comes out to, 40 acres, 500 an acre, $20,000. If you do $20,000, it's yours. And I was scared because I got a number and I was like, man, like, is this really happening? Do I want to spend the $20,000? I had the $20,000, but I wasn't sure that I was really ready to do it. Maybe this wasn't the right piece of land. I don't know. And after I talked to the guy, I said, I'm going to send you a contract and we'll go from there. And as soon as we get the contract back, we'll open up escrow, all that fun stuff. And I still wasn't fully positive that I was going to buy it, right? I was still kind of mulling this over in my head. Talked to my wife, talked to my buddy who was the real estate agent, and we basically determined at the $500 an acre, worst case, I sit on it for years and hope it appreciates. And best case scenario, we flip it and make some good money. So I said, okay, send him the offer. We went through, closed escrow, got the land. And as we were doing all of this, I said, how can I make more money off of this property than what I'm expecting to make at the current time? And if you remember a little bit ago, I said they were selling for $1,000 to $2,000 an acre. When they were selling as the big full 40-acre lot, they were selling for around $1,000 an acre. When they were selling in smaller parcels down to as low as 1 or 2 acres, they were selling for $2,000 to $2,400 an acre. And so I contacted the county assessor up there, or county recorder, I forget which one it was at the time, and got the information and said, what's the maximum that I'm allowed to split this property into? And so they said, you can do a maximum of 5 parcels out of this lot. So whatever you want to do with it, we don't care. You can do a maximum of 5 parcels, minimum 1 acre lots. And I was like, okay. So I determined I wanted to do 3 10-acre parcels and 2 5-acre parcels. So we split it a 10, a 10, a 10, and 2 5s that cut sideways out of that one, right? I had to draw it up, submit the plans, and then get a survey and have the guy do it. So it was $1,500 to have someone go out and do that survey. So I had to add $1,500 more to my investment that I had invested in there, but now I'm at $21,500 invested. We got the information over to the recorder. They recorded the survey. They split the parcels. They issued me new parcel numbers, and then I went and I listed them everywhere. Craigslist really was kind of like the thing at the time. Facebook Marketplace wasn't totally a thing. I'm an old ass man. If you don't know by now, you know, you can see right here is, you know, Facebook's a little before my time. Yes and no. I'm being a little crazy. Anyways, I listed a whole bunch on Craigslist, and I got a ton of people contacting me. Most of them wanted to know, would I sell or finance? Would I take payments? And at the time I said no. At the time now, I wish I said yes, because I could have taken a down payment, which would have covered what I put on the purchase price when I did it, and then got $100 or $200 or $300 or whatever we determined a month for the next 10, 20 years, and made a whole lot more money. And if they didn't pay for it, I could have foreclosed on it and took that property back. So if I do it again right now, that's probably what I would do. Is if I can't flip it for enough money, I would honestly, personally, just get my money back out of it as a down payment and then take monthly payments and have a monthly income coming in. Because if you think about it, I had the 5 parcels if I got $100 a month on each one of them, I could be making $500 a month to just sit in my house and do nothing, right? $500 a month to do that. So that's the potential for what I'm hoping to do with some of these other ones. I digress. So we got it split up, listed on Craigslist. Everybody wanted to sell seller finance. And then I started getting people who said, yes, I want to buy it, like, but can I see it? So I sent them directions, and I had a lot of people who got out there and they were like, I can't find it. It was way off on dirt roads. It's not marked. It's not like there's an address that they can drive to or a GPS that they can just drive to. I gave them GPS coordinates for this is where it is and a hand-drawn map for this is how you get there. And it was just too many people were not finding the property or were not sure that they found the property because all that was there was rebar stakes with a little red flag on them, and you had to get out of your car and go find that red flag. So I contacted a real estate agent in the area and I said, look, I will do 90% of the marketing. If you sell it, great. If I sell it, I'll still pay you a commission if you show the property. If you don't show the property, I'm not going to pay a commission. And he said, deal. $500 is my minimum price that I will do for getting on a contract, basically, is what he agreed to. So he ended up showing multiple people that. I sold 2 on my own, and he sold 3 of the parcels. Technically, I sold them. He just went out and showed them, but I had to pay the $500 commission. So all of the sales came from my leads on Craigslist. None of them came from the MLS. Every single one of them came from me, which is great. And I'm not happy that I paid the $1,500, but I know I probably wouldn't have sold those parcels had the people not gone out and seen it and him show them to them. And it's about a 3-hour drive from where I live. So for me to go show all these people and like drive out there and meet them really wasn't gonna happen. So let's go over some of the numbers and just how this played out. So the 40 acres at $500 an acre, $20,000, right? We already talked about that. The survey and split cost an additional $1,500, and that was all inclusive of taking care of the county fees and everything. It was $1,482, something like that. I'm using round numbers, don't get at me. Anyways, $21,500 was what I had physically invested into the parcels. Sold them all in under a year. I only had to pay a little bit of taxes, so their taxes aren't really a factor of this. The 3 10-acre parcels I sold at a little over $1,000 an acre. So they were on the lower side, but I hadn't sold any and I wanted to get my money back out of it. That was kind of the plan. So I got $32,480 something dollars. So $32,500 is what I got out of the 3 10-acre parcels. The 2 5-acre parcels, I got $1,500 an acre. Again, I was selling below market because I wanted to move them and just get rid of them fast and get the cash back out of it. Again, had I wanted to hold them, could have got more money for those. You know, and it is what it is. I could have taken payments and I could have got a lot more money over the long run, but I'm still happy. And it's just like with reselling. If we buy something on eBay or buy something at a yard sale and we want to sell it on eBay, there's different ways to look at it. You could take the fast money and sell at the low end of comps, or you can wait for the higher number and be the one that potentially gets a little bit more. But there was a lot of land for sale in the area. I wanted to be the lowest and just move on with it. So anyways, 2 5-acre parcels, $1,500 an acre, brought in $15,000 for those. So total $47,500 roughly is what I brought in from all of those sales. I then had the fees and commissions, which came out to around $3,000, right? So there's still fees that you're going to pay to recording and title insurance. And then I had to pay the real estate agent the $1,500. So it's about $3,000. Again, just rough numbers for this video. The total investment for the buy and split was $21,500, so $24,500 all in invested. We had the $47,500 total is my sales price, and $23,000 is basically what I made profit on this deal. So if you look at it, in about 4 to 6 month time frame, I was able to turn $20,000, well $24,000 with everything basically, and double it, right? And we would be really happy doing that from a yard sale to eBay, $20 to $40 or $200 to $400. But I took $20,000 and turned it into an additional $20,000, right? 20,000 plus profit, $23,000 coming back to me. So I more than doubled my money coming back out of it. And all it cost was an envelope and a stamp times 100, right? I did 100 of these in a little bit of time. And then you know what I did? I was really tied up at work, and I didn't do anything else really with real estate other than I bought and flipped a few houses that I personally lived in. So I bought them, owned them, fixed them up, did the yards, that kind of stuff, sold them, made money, bought, sold, bought, did a rental, left one as a rental. I really wish I would have kept that rental. You guys want to know something really crazy? Oh, this makes me a little sick to my stomach. I actually got an email last night from Redfin about the property that we last sold. We kept it as a rental after we moved out of it. So we kept it as a rental. We rented it, and we were making $1,500 a month profit. $1,500 a month profit off the rent versus what our mortgage payment was, right? Which is amazing. The guy was paying down our mortgage. Like, everything was just exciting. And then I thought, about a year and a half ago, I thought that the market was going to crash, right? Everybody thought the market was going to crash, or at least a lot of people thought the market was going to crash. So he sold it. Instead of renewing, well, he didn't renew his lease. So we had to either re-rent it or we had to sell it. So we decided to sell it. We sold it. We made a lot of money, like multiple six-figure money on the house from when we bought it to when we sold it. So I'm not mad about that. But what we sold it for versus what it's worth now, we would have made over an additional $200,000 if we would have kept it. An additional $200,000 if we would have kept it. You know, it is what it is. That's real estate. And I'm not mad about it. I wish I would have that $200,000, but I still made good money. I'm not mad about it. But now it's summer slowdown a little bit for reseller wise. And so I figured, why not take a little bit of time and energy and try and do some more land flips. So I sent out the stack of letters. It's been about 3 days now. I put the same shirt and hat back on, I believe, to try and finish this video because I didn't get to do it over the weekend. But I just got all my orders shipped. I got 40 orders shipped out this morning for eBay and Amazon. And if I get one deal out of this, it'll make me way more than I made off of the next 2-3 weeks of selling on eBay and Amazon. So I'm still gonna sell on eBay and Amazon. That's not gonna change. But if I can get this going, and even if it just turns into one deal, it's gonna be worth my time and efforts. So a couple key things that I wanna just throw at you guys, and then I'll wrap up this video because it's gonna be about 20 minutes of me talking, is if you are interested in doing this, it is really easy. It is not that scary. Look up videos, go to Bigger Pockets is a big one. There's no affiliate links or anything like that, but I believe I'll link it down below. Go to Bigger Pockets and check out real estate investing, that kind of stuff. Search yellow letters. You can find a template of one and just copy and paste your information into it if you're interested in doing that. How to find the parcels, you can look that up. Again, if you want me to make a video specifically of how I did that and what parameters I used to find these people, let me know down in the comments. Again, I'm happy to potentially do that, but that would be an in the weeds video that not as many of my viewers currently, I believe, would be interested in watching. So I'm not going to do it at this time, but I will if enough people say, yes, I am interested in that information. But the last thing I wanted to throw out there is if you're interested in talking to people about selling their property and you're trying to get it at a discount, whether you came to me from just a YouTube search algorithm or you came to me from the reseller side of it where we buy things low and sell them high, you have a better opportunity than most people because you're going out to yard sales to go negotiate with people and get practice, right? When you walk up to that person and they're asking $100 for whatever item, right? They're asking $100 for their Nintendo 64 at their yard sale, and you want to pay $50 for it, that's practice for your negotiation when you're trying to buy a $20,000 property for $10,000 or a $100,000 property for $60,000. Your confidence in that conversation goes a long way. So go get your practice at those yard sales and negotiate with people. Don't always pay the price. Don't walk away if they ask a number that you think is crazy. Give them an offer. A lot of people have seen some of my YouTube videos where people ask, there's one where a guy was asking $100 and I offered him $1 because that's what I wanted to pay for it. And did I get it? No, but I got it for 20, right? It was just kind of I was being a smart aleck because he was asking way too much, so I offered way too little, And then we had a conversation and I paid $20 for it and I sold it for $50. So it was a worthwhile time for me to do it. His number was nuts. My number was nuts, but we were able to meet a number that made sense for both of us and go from there. So get your practice, go negotiate, and then take it from there. So again, hopefully this was an interesting video for you guys. Way off topic from what my normal content is, but I could talk to you about buying and selling houses. I could talk to you about buying and selling real estate. I could talk to you, or vacant land. I could talk to you about rentals and some fun ways to structure those so that you make more money and have a guaranteed payment versus the standard payments. There's a lot of fun stuff that I like looking at. Again, Dana Invests, the name of the channel and all that fun stuff, came across because I do a lot more than reselling. I invest in the stock market, I invest in cryptocurrency, I invest in NFTs, I invest in real estate. And hopefully this was a fun video. I'm going to end it here. You guys are the best. Thanks for watching. And if you go get a deal, let me know again down in the comments. Peace.